room can think of somebody that you look up to as an inspiration. Usually the people we look up to make the greatest impact on our lives. They're our role models who help shape us into better people, make us strive to be more, the ones we usually love the most, and most importantly, they give our lives a purpose. For me, those people are my parents, who I brought here today. Although there is no such thing as the perfect parent, I wouldn't trade mine in for the world. My parents have taught me some of the most important lessons that I have learned in life that I want to share with you today, and that one day I will share with my kids when I'm older. Lessons about happiness, love, and life in general. One of the most important lessons that my parents have taught me about life is to always find happiness in the smallest things. We should all live the kind of life where we are content despite what we have or what we don't have. My parents are perfect examples of this. When they were in their early 20s, a couple years older than I am right now, they are already raising 3 children together, which you can imagine is tough for any young couple. At the time, it was hard for them because my mom was a stay-at-home mother watching over 3 obnoxious kids, while my dad had a full-time job trying to support his family and put food on the table. Although times were difficult and they didn't have a lot of money at the time, my parents were still happy about life. At the end of the day, they could still smile and look around them and appreciate what they did have, instead of look at what they didn't have. And this taught me a very important lesson, that it's the small things, such as the people that surround you and the memories that you have with them, that should make you happy. After all, when you're older, those are the things that you will look back on. And if you can base your happiness on small things, then you'll become an overall happier person. Another important lesson that I have learned from my mom and dad is to always follow your heart. Ever since I was little, I had so many dreams and ambitions, and they always told me to go after them, no matter what. This is especially because when they were my age, 19 years old, they didn't have the opportunity or even the time to go to college and pursue their dream job. But they always pushed me to do that because they wanted to see me succeed. And that is why today I realize the importance of going after your goals and what you want in life, and to never let anything get in the way of that. Not only is following your heart important when it comes to your goals, but also the person you love. My parents started dating when my mom was 17 and my mom was 15 and my dad was 17. Of course, they heard the same phrase from people, it's young love, you won't last. But look at them 20-something years later. They're still together, happily in sorry if I made a comment about your age. They're happily in love, and they didn't let anybody tell them that they shouldn't be together, because they listened to what was in their hearts, and they knew better than that. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here right now, and neither would my sister and my brother. Another important lesson that I learned that is taking longer for me to learn is to not rush life. Now, when I was little, I remember my parents telling me, I wish you would never grow up. Now, I used to laugh at this line, but I didn't realize the significance of it until recently. Now that I'm older, I really wish that I hadn't rushed to grow up. I wish that I had appreciated the moments more, because when you're older, you will definitely miss the moments that you let pass you by. I know that when we get older, we're also trying to cling more onto our childhood. And I know years from now, I will look back and wish that I was right here on the stage, giving a speech to you guys. And also, another important thing is, the older we get, the less time we have with our loved ones, including our parents. And that leads me to my last point. Always remind others that you love them. In my family, there was always a rule that there's no such thing as saying I love you too much. Every day you should remind someone how much they mean to you and how much you love them, because you never know when that moment will pass and you can't say that to them again. I know yesterday was Mother's Day, and we were all sending cards to our mothers and flowers and cleaning for her. Small gestures like that. And those are important, but we should remember to do that every day for people that we love, and not just one day of the year. And as I said, it's especially important to remind your parents how much you love them. At our age, we often take for granted what our parents do for us. Like go out of their way to put food on the table, clothe us when we're younger, even scold at us if it means pushing us in the right direction. Not just parents, but anybody that means a lot to us. There's a saying that goes, we are often the worst to the people that we love the most. So I urge you all tonight, when you go home, call up someone that you love, or even when you're going home to your husband or your wife, or your best friend, or your parents, tell them how much they mean to you, because you really never know if you'll get a chance to do that tomorrow. Now that I have shared with you important lessons that my parents have taught me, I hope that I inspired you to follow the same advice in life. Always find happiness in the small things. Go after what you want, whether it's goals or someone that you love. Don't let life pass you by, and always, always remind others how much you love them. Thank you. Any questions?